video, we are going to be doing something really special. And that's looking over the Gobblegums inside of Black Ops 7. I know it says I'm in endgame right now, but I am not. So, we're going to be looking over the various Gobblegums in Black Ops 7 Zombies. Because I've been wanting to make this video for a minute now. And it just seems like I can't get around to it. I wanted to do an endgame video and a bunch of other stuff. Like an endgame like walkthrough, how to play endgame and stuff. But there's so much zombies content to cover. As you guys can see at this point, I have Infestation, which has kind of marked the end of my zombies grind for the most part. And I will walk you guys through like my different calling cards and stuff real quick so I could like show you guys. I have 89%er on zombies. Like I am damn near 90% done with this, and it's literally just a prestige master challenges right here, which is complete 50 rounds at Relic Tier 3. Reach round 15 without buying ammo with Bust Relic. Complete 50 rounds at Tier 2. Complete 50 rounds at Tier 1. Reach round 20 with Samantha's Teddy Bear Relic. Round start delays cut down by 75%. And Rampage Inducer active. Reach round 15 on Curse Tier 3. Difficulty in the starting room without opening any doors. So there's of course all of these, which by the way, Aether Investigator used to be a completely different one, which was for getting all the intel. Fortunately, that is not a thing this year, but I have most of the calling cards. If you actually go and look, I almost have all of the like 100% done master calling cards for almost everything. Some of them are really stupid, and then there's the relics, which I want to get done right now, but they take so much time to earn those. So, by the way, me and Atlas have talked. I think I am going to be running the BO2 Prestige Icons, I believe, is what we decided. Is I will be using BO2's Prestige Icons, and Atlas will use BO1's. I have barely bought bundles in this game, because I actually looked, like I've only got 2, and it's this spider one that looked really cool, and it gave me some god points, so I was like, double down on that. That looked super cool, and a PC, which I'm really training. And then there was of course this one, which came with the ray gun blueprint, the Echo 12, and the M15, which are some of my favorite weapons. Top of that, Nikolai, Snowman skin, a Perkaholic. I mean, it was so good. And that's the only reason I got those. There is currently a Fallout bundle, which I am definitely getting some point in the future. I mean, it's on my wish list first. But that's just, I don't want that going out. So, within zombies, there is Gobblegums. You guys may be aware of these Gobblegums. A lot of these are the same from Black Ops 6, even though there was definitely way less Gobblegums in that game, and as the seasons go on, they keep on adding more. Treyarch just keeps on adding more Gobblegums. So, we're going to talk about individually every Gobblegum here, and discuss why I think the Gobblegum rates are fixed in this game. So, we're going to start with arguably the weakest point, which is the rares. Once I get to ultras, you guys will see what I mean by, obviously, the most common, like, Gobblegums. But anyway, look at how many Gobblegums I have of all these other ones. Ignore shields up, because I've been using, like, one of these every game. But look at the rest of these Gobblegums, right? I don't really use rares a lot, so... But you'll see I have 27 temporal gifts. I don't really use cashback. But As you guys can see, the ones I don't use, I have 56 arsenal accelerators. I want to say 20 of those carried over from Black Ops 6. 19 or 20 of those. And I have a bunch of tactical diffusions, a bunch of anywhere but here, a bunch of temporal gift, like a bunch of stock option. What you're seeing is the Gobblegums that are kind of ass are the ones that Treyarch is giving you double of. If you actually look, the Gobblegum that charges your field upgrade faster for 5 minutes, that doesn't feel like it does that at all on lower rounds, literally is. I have 56 of these. I got 30 of these in this game throughout playing zombies for 98 levels plus 10 prestiges. So, and then I guess you just you go and look at tactical diffusion. It's not very good. It just disables nukes and gives everyone 2,000 essence. That's no big deal. Three uses, though, is pretty cool, you know. In Dead Ops Arcade, this would be great to try to... Anyways, we're not going to be talking about the Dead Ops effects because I'm just focused on zombies. The zombies effects of various perks. Or various Gobblegums, I should say. And thank you to anyone who's watching, by the way. Alright, so just looking through, those are obviously the Gobblegums that suck ass, right? Anywhere but here, stock option, temporal gift, tactical diffusion, arsenal accelerator, those all suck. Power cake seems to be one that's kind of in the middle, so you'll notice I have more of those than less, and same with cashback. I think Treyarch just feels like you deserve to get a max ammo Gobblegum so many times. But if you look at some of the ones that are a little lower, like Aftertaste, for example, or Killjoy, these ones, even Power Cake in a way, these seem to be the harder ones to get. Why? Because an insta-kill makes the game so much easier and makes the camo grind so much easier, so this has to be a rare Gobblegum. And despite the fact that it just says rare, no, these Gobblegums, these specific ones I'm going to mention from, these three that I'm going to mention from here, are the rarest, and that is Aftertaste, Power Cake, and Killjoy. I'm telling you, before I started using Shields Up, I had at least 28 of those. So, Killjoy, at one point I had like 3 of these, and at one point I also had like 7 and 9, because like, it's so bad. It's so bad. Because Treyarch is making these rates of certain Gobblegums different. And the reason that you'll notice that is you'll notice something like Killjoy I have 13 of, right? That's like the second or third lowest amount. And it kind of gets worse as you go, right? Power Cake's an acceptable one. You're like, okay, that's fine. I don't really use Power Cake that much anyway. So that's kind of realistic. But then you go over and look at Aftertaste. This is the third Gobblegum that seems to be the rarest of the rare Gobblegums, and I think it's actually the rarest Gobblegum in the game, in terms of rare. I'm gonna sit here and tell you, it's between this and Killjoy that are the rarest ones to get out of the rare Gobblegums. Because if you go, Aftertaste keeps all your perks after being revived. I think I had 19 of these or something at first. Keep in mind I had played 100 hours of zombies at that point, so that was totally realistic to have 19 out of these. But But still, I had so many more of all this other stuff, including shields up. And I did use some power cakes, but not a lot. You'll notice Aftertaste seems to be like the rarest Gobblegum in the selection next to Killjoy. These two are rare, why? Because they help you with camos, and they help you stay alive. That makes these rarer than the other ones. Because they don't charge up your special, they don't disable a nuke and give you 2,000 points, they don't have a basic effect. Their effect is extraordinary for rare. In fact, if you actually look at these Gobblegums, you might notice that they have a more interesting design than other gums, right? Aftertaste has a really cool little paint look on it, and that's just because it does something really important. And as you can see, Killjoy has a cool design on it too. Why? Because it's super rare. Now, obviously, these designs are completely normal, right? Like, but just looking at Aftertaste and the amount I have of it, you can tell after 100 hours, I should probably have way more Aftertaste, like 30. And I have 11. So despite using some of these, I still only had like 19 before. It just proves to you how rare it gets. And we're going to move on to some of the other ones, which even after 100 hours, you're going to notice some of them I have a lot less of than others. So, first we're going to talk about the ones that I just kind of use. Okay, so profit sharing is one that I like to recycle a lot, so that's why that's low. I actually had like 35 or 40 of these before. As you guys can see, elemental exposure, I'd never use this, so this is also super rare. Why? Because weapons inflict damage of target's elemental weakness. They're guaranteed to do that, instead of just do it regularly, right? Respin cycle, you'll notice I have like 30 of these. Why? Because they don't matter. Head drop, this one seems to be a rare one too. Keeping score is kind of in the middle, same with explosive flourish. But power vacuum seems to be extraordinarily rare. I never use this, and I only have 15 of them throughout my 100 hours of play. Free fire seems to be extremely common, probably because it doesn't work with wonder weapons or barrel launchers in any way, so there's no grenade launcher effect to it or any wonder weapon effect to it really. It just doesn't fire forever infinite ammo with those weapons. So, however, if you go to ones like Dead Drop, Elemental Exposure, these are, and I use Nowhere But Here. I actually had like 35 of Nowhere But Here in my 100 hours, by the way. And Soda Fountain, I had damn near 35 of those too. We're going to go over the ones that are extremely rare. And in this specific case, it is Power Vacuum, Dead Drop, and Elemental Exposure. These are the rare epic Gobblegums, the ones that you will never find. Why? Because Elemental Exposure makes it so targets automatically take their elemental weakness effect damage, which depends. If it is an elite, it will take fire or brain rot, whichever one is truly Xerxes' weakness. I don't actually know, but fire is what I think it is. Other people have said it's brain rot, but it depends. I don't know. You try it out yourself with that Gobblegum. And then Dead Drop. Drop rates of salvage and equipment are greatly increased. Of course, this one has to be rare. Why? Because first of all, I never use it. Second of all, it increases your salvage drop rates. It has something to do with increasing how good your weapon is. That is why it is so rare. Equipment is kind of the same thing. Your equipment refills over time. So this can be Casimirs, combat axes, any of the above. Like monkeys, it will refill all that. No, I'm not being racist. You can see I have 45 exit strategies. I've never used one of these Gobblegums. Not one time, I don't think. Like, dude, I almost have 50 of these, and I haven't even used them. So you can notice some are way more common than others. Respin cycle I rarely use, but I probably had 36 of those. Like, respin cycle is a common one. Exit strategy, nowhere but here. Soda fountain, all very common. Profit sharing, very common because a lot of players are solo, so they figure why not just make that common. Refire, also very common. Plus, a flourish is common for the reason that nobody's going to actually use this fucking thing. Let's move to legendary, and this is where we see the real differences. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, within this entire game, I've never used support group one time. This is probably good for score streaks. Probably, and getting like score streak mastery and stuff, but I've never touched this one. I actually don't use this Gobblegum, despite the fact that it is extremely useful, I imagine. I just haven't used it. It's not a Gobblegum I find myself using. And we'll go over the Gobblegum packs and what I think about those in a minute. But support group, you can see that's extremely rare because it has score streaks in there. There is a calling card pertaining to score streak kills, and there are masteries for score streaks. Treyarch does not want you to achieve those, so they make it extra hard by making support group a very rare legendary Gobblegum. As you can see, one that you will get very rarely is Flavor Hex. This gives you a random ultra, which would be these Gobblegums, the really good ones. And so you can see why that's rare, obviously. Wall Power, this one's not rare in this game, just like bo6. Or actually not like bo6. In bo6, this was actually extremely rare. But in bo7, this doesn't matter. Pack 1 is nothing. Because in Cursed, there is pack 4 if you get a certain relic. Or if you get a certain number of relics. On top of that, Idolize seems to be decently common in this game. It's not crazy. Round Off is one that really nobody fucking cares about. So it's just kind of there. But you can see Modified Chaos and Phoenix Up are so rare. Same with Armageddon. Why? Because these provide distinct advantages. Phoenix Up revives your teammates, keeping all their perks. And even in Dead Ops, it gives all players an extra life. Modified Chaos, what does that do? It reduces all ammo mod cooldowns for 1 minute. You get a whole minute of reduced ammo mod cooldowns. It basically gives you one of the augments for elemental pop anytime you want when you pop the Gobblegum. That's why it's rare. Keep in mind, I've only used one of these ever, so that means I got 6 of these in my lifetime. Phoenix Up was even more common than Modified Chaos, proving the game just doesn't want you to complete your camo challenges, and that Treyarch just doesn't want you to complete your challenges, get perks, and revive your teammates. These are the biggest things Treyarch is against. On top of that, erasing the grind for the game is something that Treyarch is also completely against, because even with Gobblegums, the ones that prevent you from having to grind the hell out of the game are the ones that are super rare. And you'll notice, like, Modified Chaos is super rare in here. Phoenix Up also super rare in here. Armageddon, also super rare in here. These are the 3 rarest, I think, of the legendary guns. And Flavor Hex, 4 rarest. So it's literally Flavor Hex, Modified Chaos, and Armageddon pretty much, because Phoenix Up ain't actually rare if you just save them all up. If you're using them a lot, you'll run out. I mean, I had probably 16 of those. That's not rare, but Modified Chaos is. I've never used Modified Chaos, and the fact that I only got like 6 in my lifetime, and only got maybe 8 Flavor Hex in my entire lifetime of playing zombies in 100 plus hours, plus my bo6 time, I converted over to this game. It's just crazy. Armageddon, you will see, is so fucking rare. Now, what Armageddon does is it erases armor buying, and you have to buy your 3 armor plates. So what it does, basically, yeah, it just gives you that 3-plate armor vest right off the bat, so you do not have to spend 14,000 points on armor. It erases part of the most important grind, therefore Treyarch has to make it super rare. I think I've only got maybe 10 of these in my lifetime. That's how rare it is. So I would argue Armageddon, Modified Chaos, and Flavor Hex are the 3 rarest here. On the house, I've used this a couple times, so I probably got like 12 or 13 of those. But it could be argued that Support Group, Modified Chaos, Armageddon, Flavor Hex, the rarest of that area there. Now if we move to the Ultras, you guys are going to see something really funny. Okay, so first I'm going to preface this by saying I do not use timeout. I do not use near death. I rarely ever use that. And raindrops, I have used maybe once or twice in this game. I don't use it. I'm going to preface this by saying I've maybe had 14 perkaholics since this game came out, which just proves perkaholic doesn't mean that much to Treyarch. I'm not sure why. I guess buying perks doesn't really matter to them too much. But you'll see gift card. I've maybe had 6 of these since the game came out. And some of them have been gained from actually getting them from certain challenges and surviving so long on certain maps. And some of them have even been from double Gobblegum weekend. Therefore, I think the gift card is really just one of those Gobblegums. By the way, I need 797 more of these if I want to get the 1 Dark Ops or Dead Ops circuit. Without trying. But as you can see, it's just a little ridiculous. Hidden power, I'm going to tell you this right now. I think I've only had like 5 hidden powers in my lifetime of this game, 4 or 5, and at least one of them was earned by doing something else, like a challenge. So what that's telling me is that this game really doesn't like players skipping the legendary grind on their weapons, is what it's telling me. Because as rare as a legendary is out of the box nowadays, which they have increased the rarity, you could do that instead of attempting to use hidden power, which is the rarest Gobblegum in all of Black Ops 7. And what confirms that is the fact that I currently have 0, and I rarely ever use this Gobblegum. That's what confirms that. As you can see, obviously wonder weapons don't really matter too much, and this gum is kind of rigged because 80% of the time you get the ray gun. You still have to deal with odds, which is a really sad thing. Timeout, I only have 8 of these, but if I was going to say the rarest Gobblegums in here, there really is 2 of the rarest Gobblegums in here. It is gift card and hidden power. These are the rarest because they allow you to skip a majority of the grind in this game, which includes the salvage grind and the pack-a-punch grind that is in this game to get 50,000 points to max out a weapon. They allow you to completely skip this grind, and therefore Treyarch has deemed these insanely difficult to acquire. So difficult, in fact, that I only have ever had maybe 6 gift cards, and they all disappeared. I've had even less hidden powers, maybe 4 in my lifetime, if I was lucky 5 in my lifetime of this game. If you go look at my bo6 video I made. I think I had 11 in bo7 at the time of my last Gobblegums or Trash video, in which I roasted a lot of the Gobblegums for just being either awful or getting them way too often. And this year's video felt like it had to come out because there was certain Gobblegums that I felt like the game just forced you to have, right? So these Gobblegums literally do nothing. I mean, probably the only cool one here is Slaylist plays a random zombie song. You know, I mean, there's Holiday Cheer, I guess that's cool, or the Jack-o'-lantern one. But like Indigestion, Rain Burps, just like Quagnarok, these are all fucking stupid Gobblegums. Some of them completely recycled from Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 6. Which begs the question, folks, are you buying Gobblegums? Because I sure ain't. I don't know about you guys, but just looking at these Gobblegums, so I'm going to tell you, the only ones I see being worth it is maybe these 500 and 400 instant refresh ones. But if you actually buy the Triple Trouble, Master Pack, Essentials Pack, or Chaos Concoction, which are just stupid. Why are you buying these Gobblegums? Let me just tell you guys, Mr. Raffle Waffle said it best when he said you're a guru if you buy Gobblegums. And you know what? I absolutely agree with it. Who buys balls in a video game, bro? I will sit here and tell you the Triple Trouble is probably a bit overpowered if you keep on buying it, but who's gonna spend $13 on some gumballs in a Call of Duty game? And yes, I want you guys to actually, like, think about that in your head for a minute. Who's spending $13 on gumballs in a Call of Duty game? And better yet, who's spending $18 on gumballs in a fucking video game? There's a lot of purchases you can justify in Call of Duty. And a lot of purchases you can justify in Fortnite and games like that. But this is just one purchase you cannot justify. If you actually spend anything on Gobblegums, this is worse than buying any Fortnite skin in Fortnite history. Even if it's like the worst Fortnite skin. This is arguably the worst thing that you can do. I mean, good God, this is worse than buying a Fortnite account or a Call of Duty account. Like, it's awful. And this video is going to be shorter than last year's video, guys. But I guess I just want to preface it by saying, like, I'm going to go in and try to get this PhD flopper research. I guess, should I preface it by just saying why? By just asking why on God's green earth did you guys go and buy stuff? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me why anyone would buy Gobblegums. I think they are a waste of money. However, if you're buying Gobblegums because the game has rigged the system to force players into buying Gobblegums if they want to have fun, then sure, go for it, I guess. But just know that you're a gumball gooner, okay? I know that sounds weird, but it's true. Like, just know that. Just know that that's what you guys are. And I will showcase a little bit of Zombies gameplay since you guys haven't actually seen it since the beta. This is one of the survival maps, Exit 115. I may make reviews on all of these survival maps, like 15, 20 minute reviews on them, and rating them, how good I think they are. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that with Astra Malorum and Ashes of the Damned. Who knows, guys? But I do think I reviewed.
By your mother with that mouth.
I would have to review the new map, Zarya Cosmodrome, and this map, Exit 115. But there will be more Black Ops 7 videos, I promise you. And if you guys want to go on my Twitch, where this is actually recorded, if you guys want to go on my Twitch and go ahead and just toss it a follow. I am going to sit here and literally tell you guys.
I'm sorry. Did you think it was cuddle time?
All my ideas I get really are going to be for Call of Duty recently. I don't have anything outside of that planned. I will tell you guys, when I finish Red Dead Redemption, it will be a good minute. But when I am done with the COD grind, and when I finish Red Dead Redemption, we will go back and, I will go and do 2 Red Dead Redemption playthroughs for you guys. I do want to announce that that's like my next big project outside of COD, is making Red Dead Redemption playthroughs for you guys. I have 2 planned, 1 high honor Arthur and 1 low honor Arthur playthrough planned at some point. Guys, these playthroughs will be strictly story mode. This time that I play through it, it won't be me playing through it just to have fun and do whatever, you know. So these will be a little different than my standard games where I do. We're just gonna do missions, stranger missions. And so I hope you guys enjoy that Red Dead stuff. I'm planning on potentially making a review of Red Dead 2 as well as Red Dead 1 at some point. And a bunch of theory videos and such with Red Dead, discussing the Vanderland gang and just things about Red Dead 2. If you haven't played that game, by the way, go play it. Absolute masterpiece. Do not play Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Huge recommendation there. Let us play Black Ops 7, as in me and like my friends play it. Don't go and play it yourself. You're not gonna like it. I'll just hand you that, and I will make a campaign review where I just absolutely trash on the campaign. But that's my next planned projects. I'm sorry that I'm kind of an absent, guys. It's just like I have been doing a lot of zombies grinding, a lot of in-game grinding, and a lot of NP grinding, and I have been attempting to get Siege Master for a while. So now that I've officially hit Siege Master, I am going to be putting out videos. Thank you, I just want to talk. But I am going to be putting out videos. I know you guys wanted more videos. Yeah, I'll be putting out more videos, including a video that I put out, which will be a short on me finally obtaining infection, or infestation camo. I will go and show you guys the camo this game, and eventually I will make a video where I just come out and I say, here is... But yeah, thank you guys for watching, you know. It's been a while. This has been Anarchy. It has been a good minute.
I said this was gonna be fun.
I can promise you guys that I will review every aspect of this game before I officially hit level 1000. I am doing this level 1000 grind every day on Twitch. So if you guys want to go watch, go to twitch.tv/be or not Beyond dash Venom Anarchy, and you guys will be able to see it. I also have an Instagram for it's beyond Anarchy underscore TTB, where I post all my Call of Duty content mostly, and any games that I'm playing, and also any updates to me and Ryan's podcast. This podcast will be really delayed this year, probably because I said that we would make a lot more videos on it. And I just don't think Ryan's down for that because of how bad this Call of Duty is. And I kind of apologize on both of our parts because I don't really feel like making any more episodes right now either. I don't know what the process is going to look like for us uploading episodes this year. I do not know if we have more podcast stuff coming or not, honestly. That's something that I will have to talk to Ryan about. I honestly don't have an answer there. I think that we might do one or two more podcasts, maybe, with the subjugate releases of maps. But as maps release, we might do one podcast per map that gets released. We're not going to be doing 7 like we did with bo6 because we enjoyed the hell out of it for a while. We probably will do like a closing statement podcast where we just close out bo7. But yeah, I think that's it. I mean, as far as like the future looks for games I'm gonna play, the podcast, and just bo7 in general. I will be streaming bo7 every day though, attempting to level up and get closer to Master Prestige level 1000. You guys can follow that right here on my Twitch. And if you're on YouTube, I highly recommend going to my Twitch, watching that every day if you guys want to see some quality, good gameplay. And majority of the time, I will be playing with um, your boy Bobby 1965 on Twitch, who is my friend Atlas. So we will probably be playing most days as we make our way to level 1000. And I think we're both going to shoot for it this year and attempt to get it. I'm already like a level 100, and I think I was also shooting for level 1000 this year. Just probably take a while longer, but we're both going to shoot for it and attempt to help each other get there. I will make a in-game video when I feel more in the mood to make an in-game video. As you guys can tell, I've kind of caught something nasty, so with like a cold, so I'm just kind of making videos when I can. That kind of explains like the month-long delay in content, or the couple months long delay in content since like the end of September. Like I just haven't made any real content since the end of September that hasn't been Call of Duty. Like, and really majority of my content since then has just been Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty. The last thing that wasn't Call of Duty was like October. I put out a Dead by Daylight short of me saving someone and escaping. But yeah, I definitely plan to do more with shorts when I get to it. It's just like, yeah, we'll definitely do more with that as I like clip some stuff on Twitch throughout the year. I'm not planning on getting MW4. I might get it for the campaign, or if it's just on Game Pass day one, I might consider getting it. I don't personally want to receive it and play it, just because I have a feeling they're gonna fuck this one up big time. And if it's anything like the past Modern Warfare's, I do not want to touch it. I don't even care about Prestige Master. Like, I do not want to touch that game. So let's hope that it's better than MW3 and MW2 as a whole. And hopefully pray for a good multiplayer this year. Or this next year, because I feel like we're not going to get that at the end of the year here. And it's probably getting released sometime at the end of 2026. Probably in October or something. And I'm really hoping that this one's good because. And I will not be getting the Vault Edition no matter what this time around. Like, I will just play like the cross gen or whatever they have, the standard, whatever it is. Like, I'm not going to be getting Vault Edition. I have always got Vault Edition back in the past with like bo6 and bo7 and MW3, but I'm just not going to get it this time around. I don't think it's worth it. If you just look at the Vault Edition, like I have got it the past 3 games, which was MW3, bo6, and bo7, and it's just not worth it as much anymore. Maybe I'll make a video that goes more in depth on why I think the Vault Edition is like ass and it's only worth getting for like the Battle Pass of Season 1, which generally isn't that good, especially in this game. And maybe we'll do a little Battle Pass review and a Season 1 Reloaded review. I don't know. Those are looking to potentially come out maybe this week or next week, maybe sometime. But till then, it's anarchy, man. And I'll see you guys around.